Hello everyone, welcome to this very new episode where I will be doing podcasts and discussing a few things that probably you've been seeing or you've been hearing people talk about in various cycling forums. So I'm just beginning a very exciting series. I'll be a podcast. I'm also trying my hands on live streaming, so it is going to be an exciting one. And today, one thing that I want to discuss about is something that I actually saw in one cycling group uh, uh, where people were after cycling. So after he said that, people started to make fun. Oh, put on foundation and makeup before riding. Oh, another one says, oh, there is no kiwa. Oh, unless you keep cleaning up when riding. And then another one says, oh, 5 to 10 kph on flat roads on the lightest gear. Oh, take enough water before rides. Atiwe finya tu huwa ina reduce with the time. Another one says, iwezi melt, because he's asking the other guy that is saying put on foundation. Yeah. All those, they were just making fun, and none of them was going to be very helpful to the guy, because uh, very it was like people are trying to make fun of the issue of actually having salt accumulating in your on your body or on your face or on your head, whichever place. Some people produce salt even in weird places. I don't know what to talk about. So when you actually start to look at it in that manner, you start to see it can be a nuisance producing salt. Sometimes the salt, it comes and covers our face, and when it covers your face or gets into your eyes, it starts to become a nuisance. You can't see properly. It even impedes your performance, because now you're even testing your own salt. You are becoming uncomfortable. So if you're going for a long ride, probably somebody will even want to change cycling attire mid the ride. So in this particular podcast, I want us to talk about how we can actually reduce salt accumulation or generation, whichever way. At some point you have to sweat, but when you sweat, it shouldn't come in such a way that it becomes a nuisance. So that is the reason why I'm having this kind of a discussion here. I want us to talk about how we can reduce or how we can actually deal with the accumulation, because at some point it's going to become a nuisance. It's going to become sort of like a something that's people can, of course you will be famous for producing salts, but in the long run maybe some people will want to avoid you. Umse huyo anabo, huyo anatoa chumvi, huyu nikaa kona order ya Ken salt. So those kind of things you can hear people talking about. So that is the reason why I've decided to do this podcast. So I decided to take my time to answer this guy, because people are making fun of it, and it was becoming a bit, let me say, distasteful. So what can you do to deal with the salt accumulation? So there are two ways of looking at it: before the ride and during the ride. So before the ride, we can work on your hydration and nutrition management. That is number one. Hydration and nutrition management, whereby you need to drink plenty of water and electrolytes to maintain your balance. This is something that you need to do it like a daily ritual. Don't wait the day that you are cycling. That is when you want to take water, you want to do all those kind of things. No, you need to be doing it frequently until it becomes a lifestyle. Unafaa kukuwa na uzoefu wa kukunywa maji mengi. Kunywa maji mengi such that inakuwa part of you. The day that you are cycling is not the day that you are going to start to take a whole jug of water. No, you'll take the amount that you are normally used to. You might even take less water on the day that you're cycling. So um, also you need to avoid excessive salt intake in your meals. The reason why is because probably you have been taking a lot of salt and now it is coming out in form of sweat when you are cycling or when you are doing strenuous activities. So you need to reduce that so that when you are cycling it becomes sort of your body is not what can I say, your body is not sort of like being your body is not being put into as a shock state of shock whereby it needs to produce the energy, it needs to react to whatever you are doing, so such that your body is actually doing all these things to maintain the energy that you need to be you need for your cycling and also to maintain other activities inside your body. No, your body will be in its optimum condition, so you need to have intake. So another thing that we need to work on is your clothing and accessories. So if you can reduce the amount of clothes that you put on, if you are somebody who is overdressing, you need to reduce that. Maybe you're putting on two jerseys, you're putting on two bib shorts, or you're even putting on a jacket, you're putting on the arm warmers, the leg warmers, all those kind of things, and your body is struggling to breathe. So you find that you are sweating so much. So you need to reduce the amount of clothing that you're putting on. And then you need to wear breathable, or actually not just overdressing, you need to put on breathable or lightweight cycling gear to reduce overheating. So you start to overheat, so you need to put on breathable cycling attire. Then you also need to use moisture-wicking headbands to absorb heat. Don't just put the helmet alone, put on something under the helmet so that it can actually take care of the sweat that is your body is be producing, so that your face doesn't get accumulation of salt. Number 3 is pacing and heart rate control. You need to practice to ride at a steady cadence, 80 to 100 RPMs, to prevent cycling exertion. Use heart rate zones to stay within aerobic limits, like 60 to 75% of maximum heart rate. So when you do that, your body will not be producing, your body will not be producing more than is needed. Energy. Your body will not be producing more energy than is needed. Your body will be just be working in its optimum. Because as we are going to see as we proceed ahead, is that we will be producing, we'll need to get to a point whereby you only produce energy that you need, and energy that is not sort of like it's not like you are producing excess energy. So the notion here is that somebody who is cycling and producing a lot of sweat, probably they are generating excess energy than they need. So that's why we will need you to regulate it in such a way that it is able to make your life easier. You are not straining yourself, you are not you are not actually wasting energy. So you practice to ride at a steady cadence of 80 to 100 RPMs to prevent exertion. You also use heart rate zones to stay within aerobic limits, like 60 to 75% of your maximum heart rate. Then you need to breathe deeply and rhythmically to maintain control of your energy production. Like you don't You don't uh, either by producing more or less, you just produce what is needed at that particular moment. Then another thing is you need to breathe deeply and rhythmically to maintain control, because if you are not doing that, then probably you will be you will lose control at some point. So the second part is the on ride strategies. So on ride strategies, we need to work on tempo management. You need to maintain a consistent pace and avoid sudden acceleration. Use proper gearing to avoid unnecessary effort in inclines. You also need to adjust your pace according to environmental conditions, heat and humidity. For example, I'm cycling through a hot area or a desert. You need to make sure that you work with the pace of that is accommodative of that place. If you are going through a place like Limuru where it is very cold, you will need a pace that can help you to generate heat that will keep you warm as you cross that region. So if you are in the coast, slower so that your pace enables you to cross that place without actually sudden heart rate hiking or rising, or something that will create overexertion. So another thing that is very important here is cleanliness. So you need to stop, you need to be taking stopovers, and during your stopovers you need to rehydrate properly and replenish the lost fluids and minerals. And then you need to rinse your face with water during stopovers and immediately after the ride to remove salt that has accumulated on your face. So when you do that, you will be clean throughout. Whatever salt that is coming is not like it is going to accumulate, it will just go away. And at some point your body will adjust, your body will not be struggling to deal with it, because you see, when you produce a lot of salt again, it tends to block the pores. So you will be producing less salt or less sweat, and it will not accumulate, it will just be going away as you are cycling. And then by the time you finish your ride, you'll be clean. You won't be having a lot of salt. You won't be a celebrity of canned salt or anything like the guys that you are seeing here on my side. There is this guy, I don't know his name, but he was putting on a Kenyan Riders jersey, and then there is this guy, Pato, putting on saucy. He thinks he's a celebrity because of the salt that he has produced. It looks like that child that was actually licking something, maybe it is a flour or anything, and then it looks distasteful. This guy, Captain Spoofer, he was coming from Kisii, and then he got to Nairobi. He managed to get to Nairobi, but the amount of salt he had generated, he decided to take a selfie and posted on Kenya Cycling. He might look like a celebrity, but over some time it doesn't look like something that you want to associate with. It starts to look like I'd say it's something that probably will be distasteful, because mtu anatoa chumvi is not something that you want to associate with after some time. Because even if you look somebody like Jordan Schleck, when he's done with the race, he goes and takes a shower immediately and puts on different clothing, so you won't see him with that. You'll only see him during the ride. So he's a very clever guy, he knows what he does. You there, you want to stay with your salt the entire ride, the whole day, and take photos with it. You think it looks cool? My friend, it doesn't look cool. So this is something that probably it can help you. I will put the explanation in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll be posting more videos and also doing more podcasts with the time. I'm just working on my schedule. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. Until next time.